Hello everybody, this is Carol from Friendly Quail, and it's Tuesday, so I'm going to try something new. And it's also Christmas 2025. And I watched my friend Anna from Made by Granah, and she did this, and I will put a link to her video below. And she also had linked to Little Maine Cottage, and I'll link that too because I watched both of them. And I don't know how Anna did it without doing a lot of measuring because it just got me goofed up. But what it is it's like a little envelope that you make out of a 12 by 12. And you put some things inside to write on, like this is avocado dyed, and this is the one that the back of it is like that. And you put a pocket in it. And then this little flap, I just used a big one in there and did it. So I got a better envelope shape after I did it. And I measured, because I just didn't like the way mine turned out. So I have some measurements that I used, and it kind of, if this was the corner of the, like this was the corner here, this is kind of what I did. And I ended up making a template because I was just struggling with it. So my template, I measured 5 3/16. That's to this black line. That is not where I folded it. I folded it down a little bit. But that's where I measured, and across there is 7 1/4 inches. From the corner down to where I scored is 3 7/8. So that's a little bit lower, so that now I've got a little bit of a flap over here. This is 9 1/2 inches, and then this again, mine was 7 1/4. This is 7 1/4. The hardest part for me was to get this straight down. So I had another where did I put it? I actually had the piece I cut off here because I measured that as well. Let me see. I'm going to pause you and we'll see if I can find it. Got it. I got it. It's the same thing. 5 3/16 here. So this becomes 7 1/4. And then you can draw the line to where this one ends and this one ends. And that's it. So that's it. And then this you score up at 4 3/8 so that it will fold up like this. It's below where you're, right below where you're folding that down. So I'm going to just put this here. And if you want to screenshot it or something to get the measurements, you can do that. All right. Get my hand out of the way. Then you round this corner. I did that one bigger, and you round these corners. I did those small, the smallest rounding that I could do, and you get that envelope shape. So what I'm going to do, because I have a template now, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to just put this on here and draw a line around it with a pencil. So I never have to measure again anytime I want to make it. So I'm going to just put this down. And now I've got my shape, and I can cut that out. And you can cut it with a scissors or a cutting tool. It doesn't fit the greatest in here, but I can get it to work. If I lift this up, you know, I can get that in there. It's going over the edge a little bit here, but I can get it, and I'm lining it up where I want it cut. And then I can do this line. Probably shouldn't have rounded the corners on my template. Get that. And that. Save those for later. From here, I'm going to go down 3 7/8, which is right here. Kind of lining that up. And that will be where I fold this down. I'll have to fold it the other way first. Okay. And then from the bottom up, it is 4 3/8. I go to 4 3/8 right here. And that will be where that folds. Of course, you can burnish it. But once you have that template made, I mean, if I was going to do a lot of these, I would definitely do a template, because that was kind of a pain to do that. I did something wrong. I think I was supposed to go up higher. Oh. It's 4 5/8. Well, I am going to do that. I'm going to fix that on my thing right here. I had it in pencil and I probably read it wrong. 4 5/8. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. Okay. Now this one will have that little bend that's not supposed to be there, but that will take care of the problem. So now, because I could see white under here and I knew that wasn't right. Okay. So that's kind of pretty. That had, I mean, I ended up cutting most of this part off, but that worked pretty good. Then what she did is she put some, did some collaging on this side. So I've got little pieces that I have, some of them are already the right size, some are too big here, but I then would start to collage. And I'm just going to do a couple of pieces, and then I'm going to go to one I already have done. All right, so let's see. Go to my glue paper. So get some glue and just kind of line it up with wherever you want to put it. I got that bent over. It'll probably have something go over it anyway. Use your tool, smooth it. Okay, and then just start, you know, putting some other things on. Let's see, I think I want a smaller one like here. And you can have it go over the edge, and then you can let's see here. Then you can cut it off. Yeah, we'll do that one. Okay. I don't want to get glue on the parts where I didn't want it, so I'm always going to be changing my paper, my glue paper. There we go. So I have my house decorated for Christmas. It's done. So I will be making a video not too far along the way here of everything, because I just love showing my house at Christmas. Now what you do is when you've got this bend here, you can kind of use your tool in there to get that band in there so it'll close nice. So then you just keep collaging. You think I'll put something on like this? I'll do just the music one. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I do have one that I have ready. Because you should let it dry before you start, you know, doing a lot of bending of it once you've got the stuff on. Okay. So let's see. I think I'll slant that way that a little bit. Now that'll be cut off. And you just keep going until you have your whole thing collaged. And then let it dry for a little while. And you will, voila, you will have this. Getting it out of my way for now. Okay? So, once you've got everything done, then you go ahead and if you're going to distress, go around the edges and distress everything. I kind of distressed this too. And I did have some papers that kind of cracked because they were really old. But you go around and you distress if you want to. You don't have to. Okay? Then you're going to cut a couple of pieces of paper. This, I have a green one and an avocado dyed one that will fit in here. And I did it. Then I have a third piece that's a little bit longer. It's 1.5 inches longer. So if I think these are, let me measure. These are 8 3/4, and it was 9 1/4. So I'm giving myself an inch to kind of play with. And that's because I don't want this once I put this in here. So this one I cut 1.5 inches, and so I could put it up higher. But I don't want this right in the fold, so you have to be able to put it down so it's not right in the fold. Okay, so I'm putting 3 pieces in. You could use scrapbook paper for this if you have pretty scrapbook paper. I think what I'm going to do is put some labels and things on there, or some of the, Tim Holtz things and stuff like that. So go ahead and get your 3 pieces and just make sure they're going to fit in the one that you made. Okay. Then she put this in by using eyelets. So I'm using my Tim Holtz ruler that has the 0. And I'm kind of finding the middle. And I'm going to go about halfway down. Got this in the middle. And I'm going to just go in and make a mark where I want to put my eyelet. Okay. You actually do want it to be the same on both sides. So I'm making sure that I got it down halfway between here. Okay. Now the trick is that you're going to have to get this on here. She put a little bit, I'm going to put this over here for now, just kind of holding those papers together. She put a little bit of glue, at least the gal from Maine Cottage did, just a little bit of glue at the very top of this. And then you can place it in here and get it even from the edges, down a little bit from your fold, making sure that it's not, that everything's straight. And actually, I can do this, and I can paper clip that in the thing too. Okay. All right, I'm going to put my glue away here. Okay, so now I'm going to use my crocodile and whatever method you use. I'm looking for the big hole. Sorry for the noise. I'm going in here and finding right where I want that hole to be and punching through all the way through from the back. All right. You have to poke that out. I can't see where the hole is. Now I know for me, for this size, the eyelets that I have to make this hole a little bigger because it's actually a 1/4 inch and the punch is 3/16. So I just make that a little bigger. Go from the right side and pop that through. Okay, so I've got that through, and I like the kind with the grommets. Get that out there. Oh, that's a silver one. I want the gunmetal. Okay, and that way it doesn't look bad on the inside if I do the grommet. on top of it, you don't see that splayed out part from when you close your eyelet. Okay, so it is there, but so if it's a little rough, it's not on the outside and it's not going to get caught in your journal. All right, and now I'm going to come through this one from the back. Ugh, not quite big enough. There, I got it through. Okay. I think there's a different name for what I just, that little washer, I think it's called a washer. I called it a grommet. These are called grommets when they have the washer. Okay, so now I've got that. So that's in there. Now you can decorate this if you don't have, like I don't have anything on. I can add some decoration there. This I made fold up right at the crease so that it'll fold up inside like this. Now down here, you're going to put a pocket. And I have a piece cut 7 1/4 this way and 2 1/2 this way. I'm going to mark, sometimes I just eyeball it, but you can mark where you're going to put your thumb notch. Find your middle. All right. I tend to eyeball it most of the time, but you know, measuring is good. Okay, and then I'm going to just use this to punch out my thumb notch. You can use a circle, whatever you want to use. And then I'm going to distress it. I hope everyone's doing well. I found out that I have an inflamed IT band, which runs down the side of your leg from your tailbone or ilia to your tibia, which is why it's called an IT band. And all your muscles in your legs, it's a tendon. And if it rubs, you end up getting it inflamed, and then you have all kinds of pain. And I went to the doctor to find out I had that. Okay, I'm going to put this in on the bottom there, around the 3 sides. So, you know, I just keep going from one thing to the other. I guess that's what happens when you get older. But I can't exercise. I can't walk. I can't exercise for about 2 weeks. Which is just, I haven't been doing too well with the not walking thing because I was decorating for my Christmas tree and stuff like that. I'm going to take this and I'm going to round those corners so that they will go up, and I wound it I'm a little bit, I should have used the smaller side. Here's the bigger one. Okay. And then you can decorate it, put something in your pocket, and you have an envelope, but you need something to keep it closed. So we're going to put something on here. And I've got some of the Tim Holtz things in here because those usually tend to make good ones. This would work. Okay, I'm going to distress it. Now you're not putting the glue on, oh, and I also have to do my corners that I cut off. Okay. I have to figure out where it's going to go, but I'm going to put some glue on the bottom, like under here. And once it's dry, that will hold that in place. Pop it open. You've got writing space. And I might put a little bit more glue on the side, near the bottom to hold it up. Well, that is my take on envelopes with a twist, which is what Anna called them. Thank you, Anna, for sharing. And this is fun. And I'm going to make more, but I wanted some for my Christmas journal. Like I said, this one I didn't measure, and it's just different, but it still looks good. Still looks good. That's the problem, you know, and I used a big thing on here instead of a little thing. So there's lots of things you can do with those, and you can put that in your journals. Short and sweet today, I think. Well, half an hour. I did pretty good. Half an hour, and these are done, and I am going to say thanks for being with me today. I really appreciate all of you, and I will see you in my next video. And do something you love every day, because that's the secret to happiness. Bye.